This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich, founder of Abich Financial Services.
Well, obviously the fall is filled with a lot of things for a lot of people. We've got football, school's back in session. Maybe you've got kids or grandkids that are heading back to college. Of course, here come the holidays. I know I said the H word. How dare I? Something else that maybe you like to tackle in the fall, because my husband, we got to clean out the garage, but I know better than to. Spring cleaning is not a thing we do at our house because my husband is the sweat factory. He's the sweat king. So if I make him clean out the garage when it's hot outside, divorce. So I wait for this time of year, Abe, in a couple more months when the weather cools down, we're going to do fall cleaning at our house. You and Shelly, y'all are pretty good about cleaning the clutter out, though.
We actually just got our garage redone. I'll tell you what, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Nice flooring, new paint, and man, created some more room in there, just new shelving. It makes a big difference.
It's amazing.
It makes a big difference.
How suddenly you find yourself hanging out in the garage, or if you clean out a closet, the admiration, you stand there, that feel, how good it feels to get the clutter out of the way. Although the clutter problem, listen, it goes way, way back. George Carlin, he passed a few years ago. This bit, though, I had never heard this. It is so on point, George Carlin's perspective on stuff.
That's the whole meaning of life, isn't it? Trying to find a place for your stuff. It's all your house is. It's a place to keep your stuff while you go out and get more stuff. Now, sometimes you've got to move. You got to get a bigger house. Why? Too much stuff.
So real. And we did a reverse. We did a downsizing into a townhouse to get rid of our stuff. There is nothing like a move to make you get rid of stuff, Abe.
Yep.
But the reality is when it comes to our physical clutter, fine. Listen, you got too much stuff. You got to get rid of it. Is it harming you? Really not. Where clutter can come and get in our way is when it comes to our financial setup, our portfolio. You often talk about the financial junk drawer that so many of us have. What does that mean? And more importantly, how do you help somebody organize their financial stuff into a clear, actionable retirement plan?
You just said the word plan. Look, we've got to take control of our financial journeys here, Heather. And the number one way you can do that is by putting together a plan. I'm thinking about my own personal finances. And like every month I try to just consolidate. Every month I try to just update all the figures, investment accounts and values and balances.
Okay.
But it takes intention. Like it takes you being dedicated and disciplined and making it, putting it top of mind and making it a priority, right? And not letting other things become the priority, especially for those of you listening that are, 55, 60, 65, 70, approaching retirement, in retirement. It needs to be a priority if you want to retire because you need a plan, you need a roadmap, you need something to follow. And all so often, we see people come in with just all kinds of accounts. I mean, 10, 15 plus accounts sometimes between husband and wife. And that's because they've done a great job of saving. But what people really want to do is create confidence and clarity. And you can create that added confidence and additional clarity that you need and deserve heading into retirement when you put together a plan that consolidates all of these accounts, investments, strategies, insurance products, pensions, real estate, cash into one well thought out plan that makes sense. And so that plan leading up to retirement, Heather, as we know, has been that accumulation plan that focus on growth. That plan transitioning into retirement and in what we call phase 2 should be a new plan, an income plan, a distribution focused and minded plan that takes our nest egg and turns it into that income generating machine we all want to enjoy. We've just worked the last 30 to 40 years to get here. So we just helped and worked with a family out of Vienna, Virginia. Just a lovely town there in Northern Virginia. This couple has about $5 million saved between husband and wife. And you can imagine how many accounts they wanted to consolidate and streamline. And, again, the focus is on growth, and they accumulated about $5 million, not including real estate and cash. I'm just talking about investable assets, IRAs, 401ks, company plans, deferred compensation, and all those things. And this couple's about 2 years away, 24 months away from full retirement. And naturally, if you're not doing retirement planning every day, you're going to wonder, well, do I have enough saved? And if I put all this together into a comprehensive plan, is it going to make sense? And is it enough to retire? And is it enough to last me the next 30 plus years of my life.
Yeah.
And am I going to be protected? Like when I retire, am I going to be protected against a healthcare event down the road? I mean, our clients are going to be living into their 90s. A lot of our clients have parents still alive in their 80s and 90s. Is the money going to be there? Is it going to be protected against market downturns and higher taxes and a healthcare event? And what does this look like? Like I've worked my entire life to get to the point where in 24 months, I want to pull the trigger and sail off into the sunset and never worry about money again. Like put this on autopilot.
Yeah.
That's what an ideal retirement plan looks like to us, looks like to our clients here at Abish. So this couple came in from Vienna, Virginia with $5 million in investable assets, 10 to 15 accounts probably between the husband and wife, IRAs, 401ks, and the whole nine.
Yep.
Just wanting to make sense of all this financial stuff. And so we put all of that together into a comprehensive retirement plan, starting first with an income plan. So important. If your income, your wage income is going to end soon and you're going to retire, you're going to fall back on a pension if you have it, Social Security, maybe annuity, stock and portfolio income, rental income. What does all of that look like? Is it going to be enough? Is it going to meet my needs? Have I saved enough? Is it going to be enough net income in my bank account that we can live comfortably for the rest of our lives? So that's what this couple wanted to find out. We put all that together via our retirement roadmap, our income plan, our comprehensive planning software that we put together for them so they could see it all lined out and make a really good educated decision and compare where they are today versus where they could be in the future and down the road with us. They made the decision to come on board and become a client because they actually put all that together in a plan.
Yeah.
And by putting it together in a plan, it gave them the confidence they needed and deserved to say, hey, we actually can pull the trigger. We actually can retire comfortably and confidently in 24 months because we have a plan to follow and track. If you're listening right now, you're 55 years old and older, you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement. You want the same added confidence and clarity that this couple out of Vienna, Virginia now has. We want to offer that to you as well. That was through the complimentary retirement roadmap.
All right. We talked about getting our financial clutter organized. For many people, that begins with figuring out their 401k. For a lot of us outside of our house, our 401k is our biggest asset. Managing it, understanding what's going on with it is complicated enough, particularly when it comes to market volatility. And bottom line is this, we all know for sure the market's always going to have volatile moments.
Sure.
And when that happens, it's really hard not to look at what's happening with our 401k. Financial journalist Gene Chatzky actually cautions against acting on your emotions in those times.
Don't be tempted to make rash moves. Instead, you want to control the things that you can control. And I know I say that all the time, but I say it because it's true. You can control your spending. You can control your saving to a certain degree. You can control whether or not you turn on the television set. You can try to control your emotions so that this market, which could get worse before it gets better, doesn't get the best of you.
That's what we want in our retirement. We don't want the market or our emotions to get the best of us with our savings.
Absolutely.
So how do you help us? How do you help folks do that? Get the emotions out of our investments and our plan?
Well, we need a plan, as we talk about so often. And as Gene just mentioned, controlling what you can, not watching CNBC and the news outlets all of the time, not checking your accounts 4 times a day at 9, at noon, at 3, and at 5. I mean, that's just overkill and not necessary. And, you know, Heather, one of the biggest reasons why people hire financial advisors and stay with them a long time is for emotional support in tough times. During market volatility, personal crises, health issues, clients deeply value an advisor who provides calm reassurance, perspective, and financial clarity that gives them the confidence when they need it the most. That's what we do here at Abish Financial. We only work with people 55 years old and older. Most of our clients are in their 60s. And people need that added confidence and support in good times and in bad. And when it comes to our investments, we want to remove emotion as much as possible. You can do that by putting together a plan. We just helped a couple down in the Occoquan Woodbridge area, right off of 95. And they've got about $2.5 to $3 million saved. One of the biggest reasons why they came into the office is that they want to make sure that the wife is taken care of. The husband's a little bit older. Generally, women live longer than men.
Even if you're the same age, ladies.
Even if you're the same age, typically women live longer than men by several years. So one of the husband's biggest goals was, hey, I want to make sure my wife is taken care of should I pass away first. And, removing emotions, they have pensions, Social Security, just being able to spend the nest egg too. They've worked so hard accumulating, removing emotion from their decision, just putting together a plan that can give them that added clarity and confidence. That's why they came in. When we laid out everything for them, they were clearly able to see the differences between where they are today, where they could be with Abish, in putting together that retirement roadmap. We showed them that portfolio x-ray. Hey, here's where you are. They've got TSPs and IRAs. Here's where you are now. Here's how much risk you're taking. Here's what it costs you. You are taking on a little more risk now than it should be. Here's where you should be. Here's where you want to be. Here's what the differences are. You make the decision. So for those of you listening right now, if you're 55 years old and older, you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement. You're wanting more clarity around your retirement plan. You're wanting to know how to remove emotion from investment decisions when it comes to market volatility and things like that. You need to put together a plan that's done through a roadmap and a portfolio x-ray to give you the education that you need to make a great decision. We want to offer you that portfolio x-ray as well, complimentary. Again, if you're 55 years old and older, you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement. That portfolio x-ray complimentary.
TheRetirementKey.com is where to go to start that conversation and begin the planning process with Abe and his team. We also have links posted in the show notes. Let's get to work. And it's TheRetirementKey.com.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit theretirementkey.com and join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Abish Financial Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor with the SEC. Registration as an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training, and the content of this communication has not been approved or verified by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission or by any state securities authority. The information contained in this material is intended to provide general information about Abish Financial Wealth Management and its services. It is not intended to offer investment advice. Investment advice will only be given after a client engages our services by executing the appropriate investment services agreement. Information regarding investment products and services are provided solely to read about our investment philosophy and our strategies.